Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name is Joe and today I'm going to reveal my Game Week 18 team. I'll also quickly look back at Game Week 17, my future moves during the busy festive period, and there's a special focus this week on Crystal Palace, whose long-term fixtures look great. Also, just a reminder, do press that like button. It does help us out. Do leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And also do remember to subscribe. Keep up to date with our latest videos and podcasts. We've got lots of content coming up over Christmas as well at Fantasy Football Scout. Do check out that. And also, we've got an offer as well on the membership area that will, all the tables that I'll be showing you, season ticker, all those are available in the members area. Got the app as well. There's a 7-day free trial over Christmas and 20% off. So do check out fantasyfootballscout.co.uk for more information about that. Okay, let's have a look and see how I got on in game week 17. It's an unusual game week for me. Highs and lows. Eagle-eyed people will see there's quite a few bench points there. So the way I'm not too downhearted about that because two reasons. One is that there's various stages of having players or not having players. Worst possible thing is not owning them. Well, I guess even worse than that is actually transferring them out just before they haul. Next worst is sort of owning them but benching them. And then the best is obviously playing them as well. So at least I own them. So I've got these good players on my bench that I should be playing. Okay, so I've got 74 points in the end. There were some really big scores. I could have got well over 100 if I'd have used my bench correctly. So I feel happy that I've got the players. It was looking like a disastrous red arrow, but it was only a small red arrow in the end. I'm down to 340k from just under 300k, 270, 80 or something like that. So that's not too bad. Obviously, Mohamed Salah with his 42 points captaincy haul really saved me out. And I got lots of players who got points and lots of players that blanked. Obviously, the ones that got me points on my bench. I got Verbruggen's 3 points. I won the Verbruggen over Flecken discussion that I have every week in my head. Flecken got 2 points, so I won that. Small victory. Robinson, new in for 8 Nori, 6 points. Thank you very much. He was whisker away from a bonus points as well. Gabriel, 4 points. So got another assist there. Very creative. Lewis, I decided to play against Aston Villa. I've got 2 defenders on my bench who scored considerably more. Lewis got 0 points. He usually gets me 1 point. Got me 0 points. I just thought I'd give him a go, and I didn't like the clean sheet prospects of the other 2. Anyway, I got Palmer 3 points, Brian Bomo blank 2 points. Saka obviously went off injured, and obviously that's going to be a move I might have to make because it looks like a hamstring injury there. So with games coming thick and fast, it looks like he could be out over Christmas. So that's 2 or 3 game weeks. So that's a move on time. Salah captaincy obviously 42 points. Chris Wood blanks sadly 2 points. Nicholas Jackson blank 2 points, but he looked good. And Cunha has escaped his ban, so he got 9 points. I'll talk about him in a bit, but briefly, my colleague Mark Joblin, who I do the Goals Imminent podcast with, did some research, and the shortest period between having to being the date of having to answer a charges, which he's been charged with for the violent conduct against an official or steward, I think it was, the last match. The shortest period between that and actually receiving a ban is 13 days. So it was December the 19th, which takes him up to January the 1st, 2nd, which means he will be free to play Manchester United and Spurs if that happens. So he could get that ban at any moment. So I'm ready to go Cunha to Isak. And I need to... My transfers need to focus on making sure any week, even for a hit, any week I can do Cunha to Isak. Just like that. I mean, it'd be great if I can just do that. But I'm not going to do that yet because Isak's fixture against Villa, Cunha's got Manchester United, who are very susceptible to set pieces. Cunha's on corners. Also, he's got open play threat. And then he plays Spurs, who just shipped 6 to Liverpool. I know Wolves are no Liverpool, but Cunha's good. So, I'd like to keep him for those two, really. Okay, and then on my bench, this is probably the main bit. So I've got 74 points, and I could have got much more. Flecken, 2 points. Rogers, 14 points. Houston, 14 points. And Mikalenko, 7 points against Chelsea. The reason I'm not downhearted, as I said, at least I own them. And then the other thing is that they racked up those points there, but I wouldn't have played them. I mean, would I have played Mikalenko? I guess maybe Mikalenko against Lewis, maybe, but I had Palmer and Jackson. Why would I just didn't think they would keep the clean sheet. I didn't think the score would be huge, but I did think there would be goals from Chelsea. Houston against Manchester United, I thought they'd concede, and obviously the off chance of a goal. I'm really pleased that he's scoring though, because that's one of the reasons I got him in, because of the goal threat. And Rodgers as well. I guess I could have played him, but who over? Chris Wood away to Brentford. Chris Wood against Brentford. Cunha, Jackson, Palmer, Saka, Salah. I mean, on the hindsight, obviously Rodgers over Saka would have been great, but would I have done that? And if that had gone wrong, people would have I would have looked at my team and said, why did you do that? So anyway, there's that. I'm okay with that. There was a lot of big bench scores this week, so I posted this up on social media, and I saw many in the 20s, late 20s, early 30s, because a lot of benched Rodgers and Houston. Now before I look at my Game Week 18 team, I just want to focus on a bit on Crystal Palace, because I think I'm going to be bringing a Crystal Palace player in. And I wanted to see who the best ones were. I've got their fixtures up on the screen. From Game Week 18 through to Game Week 31, which is at home to Brighton in Game Week 31. It's a sea of blue, really. They got Chelsea at home, Game Week 20, tough. Newcastle away, Game Week 29, tough. But from an attacker point of view, I think there's attacking returns in any of these matches. You've got Bournemouth, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Manchester United, Everton, Fulham, Villa, Ipswich, Southampton, all in this run. It's a long-term investment. And it'll be a player I'd play pretty much most weeks. Maybe Game Week 20, Game Week 29, I need a replacement. So let's have a look at some of the options. I've got the last 6 game week stats here, and I've sorted it by, it says here by cost, but it's not actually by cost. I sorted this by minutes per expected goal involvement, and it's Sarr is top. 43 points he's got. His ownership, only 1%. Minutes per expected goal involvement every 146 minutes. He's got 2 assists, 4 goals, 6 attacking returns. So he's got 6 attacking returns. He's 5.7. Wow. Created 7 chances. He's had 15 shots inside the box. He's started every match, and 11 of his shots are on target. For those listening to the podcast, I was just a bit silent. These are amazing stats and these amazing fixtures. So I'm going to probably get him in. Okay, next one is Mateta. Not as good, 20 FPL points. He has started all 6 as well. He's had 8 shots inside the box. He has had 5 of those on target. Created 8 chances, got an assist and a goal. He's okay. It's okay. But as we've seen, we've got Cunha until he gets banned. You've got Isak, you've got Jackson, you've got Chris Wood. You've got a whole bunch of strikers that he's got to compete with. I don't think he can. Sarr, however, can compete with, say, Semenyo. Smith Rowe is now injured, looks like, or was at least injured for the last game. So there are options there. I know Ahmed Diallo is getting a lot of attention. I think I prefer Sarr for these fixtures. Munoz at 4.7 looks very strong. I may get him in as well. His ownership's only 2.6. Mateta's only 2.4%, by the way. Minutes per expected goal involvement every 281 minutes. That's pretty good for a defender. He's got 2 goals. He's got a lot of goal threats. So 7 shots inside the box, 3 of those on target. Minutes per baseline bonus is fairly strong. Every 9 minutes or so, he's racking up one of those metrics. It's 4.7. I think he's strong. I could potentially get him in at some point, but as you can see, look at this run. You can pretty much get him in at any time, really. So you could get him in now. Game week 19 looks good at home to Southampton. Game week 20, skip game week 20, and then game week 21 away to Leicester. Then you've got West Ham and Brentford. Manchester United, Everton. There's attacking returns in a lot of those fixtures as well. Eze was injured ordinarily, but I just don't think he can compete price wise with Saar. But anyway, he's on penalties, we think. 6.6. His ownership is pretty low still, 7%. Minutes per expected goal involvement every 322 minutes. So that's sort of double that of Saar. He's got an assist, that's it. In 4 starts, created 9 chances. He's not competing at the moment, but don't rule him out. And look at that run. We've got that huge run to dip in if you want to. Mitchell at 4.8, not as strong as Munoz, but still pretty strong, really. 2 assists, ownership only 1.5. He's actually more expensive than Munoz now. He's got a shot inside the box, so it's not as strong. And I put Henderson here. I obviously ignore the minutes per expected goal involvement, chance creation, all that kind of stuff, because that's not the metrics we look for a goalkeeper. I put him in there just to show that he's only 4.4. I do like the chances of clean sheets here, and I think if I go for another cheap goalkeeper, I'm tempted by Henderson. So if I don't get Munoz, I think Henderson at 4.4, you're getting a lot of clean sheet potential here, a lot of really good home games against not very attacking sides, Southampton, Everton, Ipswich, for example. So, yeah, I like him. His minutes per baseline bonus is quite strong as well, and he started every match, obviously. So, yeah, there's your Crystal Palace assets there. I think I'll be bringing one in. So, let's have a look at my next game week. So I haven't made any transfers yet. I've got a picture of Cunha here. He's running. He's wearing his Brazil kit, but he's running. Is he running away from my team? Or is he running to urge me to keep playing him? As I said at the beginning, he may, if the FA use the precedent they have for previous bans this year, then he should be available to play against Manchester United and Spurs, game week 18 and 19, and then it could kick in at game week 20 if he gets a ban, which you would imagine he would because there's video footage of him taking the glasses off a steward. So anyway, for the moment, I'm playing him at home to Manchester United. He's on set pieces. He's attacking threat. Manchester United are away and not very good at defending. Okay, so I've got Verbruggen. I'm going for Verbruggen over Flecken. So it's the Brentford-Brighton derby, if there is one, my goalkeeper derby. Brentford at home for Verbruggen. I'm going to play him. Hewson comes back in my team, probably for just 2 points, even though I've just missed his 14 points. Yeah, he's going to be a tricky one to bench, with that goal threat. But I'm really pleased I've got him. Really, really pleased that I went for him. At home to Crystal Palace, I think he's going to get some price rise. He's going to retain his value for me. Get me some more points, hopefully, more goals. Gabriel at home to Ipswich, obviously brilliant. At the moment, I've got Mykolenko away to Man City because Everton's strategy is 0-0, and Man City are actually worse than Chelsea at the moment. So, and Arsenal. So, if Everton are 0-0 against better teams, what have Man City got? Haaland, but who's supplying him? Foden, maybe? I don't know. He's a holding place there, but I might change that. I've got Palmer. Is my vice captain at home to Fulham. Brilliant. I like that. Brian and Bomo. So I'm hedging a bit with Verbruggen and Bomo. I think if they score, Bomo's going to be involved. If they don't, happy days. So he's away to Brighton. I've got Saka currently. He's flagged. Hamstring injury. I don't think we're going to get any details. The press conference from Arteta is after the deadline, I think. And also, I don't think we're going to get much. And he actively lies. And he makes no bones about that. So we will never know whether he's free to play or not. All we know is that he pulled up with a hamstring injury, and that does not look good with a fixture coming up this weekend, and then next week again. So even if it's really, really minor, he's out for Christmas. He's not going to be back till game 2021. So that's too long to carry a player of that cost. Salah's my captain at home to Leicester. I do have some concerns, not a benching maybe, but reduce minutes. If you're going to reduce his minutes any time. Also, I've got a feeling, I think I captained Salah against Leicester last year, and was it last year or the year before, where everyone scored except him? Or no, it was Leicester actually got a good result against. Anyway, I can't remember, but I captained him and it fell flat on my face. Oh, he missed a penalty as well. So I don't have a good record with Salah against Leicester. Chris Wood at home to Tottenham. Yes, please. Arguably, he should be my vice captain because that Spurs back line. Oh my lord. Nicholas Jackson at home to Fulham. He's escaped his ban. I think once again it's a midweek game, so I just wonder whether he's going to be benched or not. As last week showed, I don't care if he gets benched and doesn't play because a while ago I pinpointed my need to bolster my squad up, get rid of like the Greaves and that kind of rubbish. But I've gone a bit too far. My bench is now a bit too good, so I'd quite like my bench to come into my side. And I got Cunha at home to Manchester United. My bench: Fleckham, Rodgers away to Newcastle. First sub, brilliant. Robinson away to Chelsea. I just think with two Chelsea attackers, but Robinson, I think he could get an assist in this. I don't think he was going to keep a clean sheet there. I've got Lewis. He could get a clean sheet, but I don't know whether he's going to play. And that's the problem there. So I know Mikalenko's going to play. If I think that's a 0-0, I think I favour Mikalenko there. Obviously, I hate Lewis. So there we go. He was, an error to bring in, an error to still keep, but, still on the bench. Okay, let's have a look at the fixtures because this explain a little bit more about what I'm doing. So these fixtures, it's game week 18. I've done it up to game week 22 because any players you want to get in now, it's not just for Christmas, like a dog. You want to get them into the new year. You don't want to mess around then. Hopefully you want to try and save a transfer. Game week 24, I've used my triple captaincy chip. So game week 24 could be the time I use the assistant manager chip, in which case I'm going to need a bit of a transfer, I reckon, because I might want to change my assistant manager within that 3-week period that it's available. Also, I'm going to need some money. So I might need to transfer just to free up some money to get that assistant manager in. Okay, it shows Chelsea atop, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth and Wolves, which is why I've doubled up on their attack. Man City, good fixtures, but no form. They're losing every game. It's ridiculous. I think in form-wise, they're the worst at the moment, which is insane. But anyway, Everton at home, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Ipswich. I've seen people going for Haaland. Last week, and a lot of the, very bullish about, Haaland the differential. And yes, he is, but I mean, they've got to really turn it around form-wise. And I guess these are the fixtures to do it. Southampton, strong fixtures, and they've stopped being stupid at the back. If that Fulham game's anything to go by, there could be some clean sheets there. West Ham, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Manchester United, and Nottingham Forest. Fulham, very strong, which is why I went for Anthony Robinson. Chelsea is their toughest one here. But then they've got Bournemouth, Ipswich, West Ham, and Leicester. Great run. Crystal Palace, we've already talked about them and their long fixture run, but it starts sort of nowish. Bournemouth away, good for attackers, I think, maybe not defenders. Southampton at home, that's good. And then Chelsea at home, Leicester, West Ham, and so it goes on. Liverpool, great. So on some of the other content I'm going to be doing this week, I'm going to be talking about differentials, perhaps Saka replacements as well, if you want to spend a bit more. And so I think, Leicester, West Ham, Manchester United, Nottingham Forest and Brentford are very strong for Liverpool. Ipswich, Leicester, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham and Everton have the worst fixture run because a lot of them have got like Liverpool or Man City or both in that period as well. So yeah, as for my moves, so my game week moves, so I've got Saka there flagged. For me, I think the best thing for me to do is not to go for like a Bruno Fernandes or Alan Maddison could be in the equation as well, is to go for Sarr. I really like Sarr. Look at it. It's got everything, form fixtures, blah, 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 starting everything. So Saka to Sarr, that frees up a lot of money. And that would enable me this week to move Lewis up to Alexander-Arnold, and I can bench Mikalenko for his customary 7 points. But it would mean that I can get Alexander-Arnold in, and then I would have 2 Liverpool, and I can save the other slot for slot, perhaps the assistant manager in Game Week 24. So that's a bit of long-term planning, but also for Christmas. Or if we get news in the next day or so, especially since the precedent is 13 days, plus it's Christmas, and I don't even know if the FA are working at the moment. Presumably working a bit, but probably just the temp staff. Cunha to Isak if banned. So that's my moves for this week. I've got 2 free transfers and I've got 0.6 or something in the bank. Game week 19, I'd be looking to probably hold, have other free transfer. I like having a couple of transfers, or make that Cunha to Isak move. See, I'm ready to go with that at any point. Game week 20, definitely Cunha to Isak. So even if Cunha is available for Nottingham Forest at home in game week 20, I will move him on, I think, then, because he's going to be banned at some point, probably then. Because Isak has Tottenham away, brilliant. Then he's got Wolves at home and Bournemouth away. It's a great 3-run game. Well, I mean, arguably there's Aston Villa and Manchester United, I don't think is like, oh my God, I've got to get Isak. I know he's just scored a hat-trick, but that was against Ipswich. Aston Villa and Manchester United, a little bit different. I don't think he's going to get that level of haul. Tottenham he could, Wolves at home he could, Bournemouth at home he could. So I like that. So I would make that move anyway. I'm also looking for a new goalkeeper. It could be that Crystal Palace, game week 21, Leicester away, West Ham away. I like those fixtures. I could go for Raya if I've still got enough money, but I don't like Tottenham at home and Aston Villa at home. I know they're home games. So, yeah, there could be. That's what I'm looking at sort of long term. And as you've seen with my spectacular bench haul game week 17, I'm not too worried about the strength of my squad at the moment. In fact, I wish my squad was a bit worse. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Lots more content this week. Do check out those offers at Fantasy Football Scout. Happy Christmas. Happy New Year. See you soon.